Sorry I don't talk too loud when I do videos, but I'll try to talk louder. The next step on this would be, I got the Sawzall out. Make sure to unplug your power tools when you're not using them. There's safety. Safety first. I cut this head tube down. This is what I got off the top and the bottom. And it'll be a lot shorter that way. This is an odd size head tube. It's really tall. After I cut them off with the Sawzall, I took my file here. I went inside and outside and cleaned up all the burrs. So now it's time to test fits and forks. Well, I tried to mock up those regular 20-inch forks, but the threaded head tube on the top was too short, obviously, because I couldn't cut enough off of here. So I tried these springers just because they were available, just sitting around, and the threaded tube in the center was a lot longer so that I could attach the bearings on the top. There's not enough room for a washer in there, but I can get by with that. The problem is with these is that ring is supposed to sit between the bearing race and the lock nut on top, except the threaded head tube isn't long enough. I only got like 3 millimeters of thread sticking up the top, and that's just not enough to be able to have the set nut grip onto it. But I put the handlebars on there and everything. It's just like an idea. I could always take more off, but at that point I gotta get that weld in there, and this one down here I can take a little bit off. It's doable, but it's just a lot more work. Plus I'd rather have straight forks on this particular one because it's a speeded rear end, so it'll go pretty fast, hopefully, and because it's easier to ride. And at that point, with the shorter wheelbase, I can move the seat back further away from the pedals to make it more comfortable. But when you lengthen the front of the tricycle out, then that's going to shift the center of gravity to the back very quickly. Also, with springer forks like this spring isn't going to do any good if all the weight's on the back. It's just going to sit there. It's going to be like rigid forks, so I'd have to take a couple coils out of the spring or something to make it softer, but it's just kind of sitting on there, nothing's tight. Another idea. I do kind of like the way it looks, so I'll have to think about whether I'm going to keep it like this or not, but I got to get forks on it somehow. So I'm going to go through my regular 20-inch forks and see if I can find a long enough threaded tube and see where it goes from there. Well, I looked through the rest of my forks. I couldn't find the right size that I wanted to. I could fit 26-inch forks on it, but I couldn't modify them to fit a 20-inch wheel. So I got it taped off. I'm going to take that much off the top and the bottom. Can't go much more because I'm going into welds at that point. But if I take this much off, I should be able to fit a standard 20-inch fork on it and still be able to tighten up the bearings. Alright, well, I got it cut. A little bit of blue tape on there still. This is one of the pieces I shaved off. I don't know where the other one went. Underneath the deck somewhere. It doesn't really matter. It's off of there, and it's just enough. You can see the threads on the inside. It's just enough that I can thread the two together, and turns easy, and it's tight. There's no looseness here. So I finally got my front forks bolted on, and time to start on the seat.